nice. Let me give you the latest. Still in my North Face coat on my favorite night.
Yeah, anyways, welcome to the video that I never saw myself ever making. And look, apologies in advance if we call it something corny like what raw reality of a entrepreneur in Cape Town or some POV, whatever. But anyways, the reason that we're making a video like this, even though it is, as I'm seeing it, a lot more work than just one of these like sit down ones, because honestly, we think it could be so much more valuable for you. You know, when you're watching this, I constantly get asked questions in my program on the coaching calls, Eman's program on the coaching calls, about like the ancillary things of running the agency. So for example, not like, how do you send outreach? How do you do a sales call? But more so like, okay, I can't even sleep on time. I can't even be disciplined. I can't even, do these basic things first. And, the beliefs, the insights I get if I go to a mastermind, all these things that we really want to share, we just never actually have a chance to do it because it doesn't fit into that, like, these are the 7 ways to get clients, because it just doesn't make sense. So this, on top of the fact that, honestly, what we share in these like sit down videos on my completely inactive Instagram is probably 1% of everything that happens. I mean, there's endless things with the product, with the team, with the clients, with the company as a whole that we want to share, just the life in general. But again, it just doesn't make sense. So our goal for this is, again, value first. We want to make sure it's useful for you, but we honestly just want to give more of a personal insight as to what it looks like. Yes, running the business, living the life, all of that, and just share what's happening with the company. All right. So in terms of starting the actual vlogging, agenda for the day, got the 2 phones ready. Myself, Braden, we're going to go on a run in Sea Point. I mean, you can see it's a pretty nice day out over there. And when we come back, we'll probably go on a quick coffee run, get a lot of work done, got some team calls, got some coaching calls, and we've actually got boxing this evening as well. And look, as we're doing this, one thing I wanted to say is the goal of this is for it to be valuable for you. So if you think, okay, maybe the sit down videos are better in the dark room with the lights, if you think that's better, let us know. If you prefer this one, let us know. Or if there's any like improvements or feedback or suggestions that you might have, like genuinely just leave a comment and then we can adjust from there. So right now it is 8:04. We're going to go on the run. Yep. Copy that.
Everyday hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse, yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work, I go berserk, yeah. Go out and get it, secure the city, can't sing like the Titanic. Bitch don't want my free band, baby.
All right, so as you can see, we just finished the run in Sea Point. I mean, before we get into it, how was it?
Yeah, man, my fitness levels are horrific, but we'll get there. Progress, yeah. Did better than the last time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Slowly but surely.
Now, Braden's good because Braden shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not going to name names, but Kian really
Directly after naming names.
But yeah, so we just finished the run in Sea Point. We're going to go back. We're going to do some work. Obviously doing some recording right now. Major tasks for the business is on the setting side. Obviously we've got a lot planned with Mason. I mean, he's moving into the setter manager role. So essentially he's running a team of like 10 setters on board right now.
Yeah, soon to be about, 14, 15.
Yeah.
And yeah, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so essentially it's like he just sent me a voice note this morning and he's like, I was going to try to do a British accent, but I'm not going to try. But we just booked like 11 meetings today. Things are looking good. Just built a lead magnet. Like, we've come a long way in doing that. So we're just giving him a clear progression plan in terms of the next steps. And I mean, just a takeaway for, like, if you're watching this now and you have some team members, I think one of the key things you need to focus on is just having some sort of plan on where it's going to go. Like, when we spoke about content, it's like probably before we even spoke about, okay, what's the actual role you're going to do now? We were like, man, when we get to 1 million subs, you're going to have this whole team, you're going to have 70 people. It's like, but just having that next step, it just keeps people like aligned with the vision, aligned with what's happening. But other than that, that's the plan for the day. Shoot some content, couple team meetings, gonna talk to the clients as well, got boxing as well, but pretty calm day. Anything from your side?
Yeah, man, other than that, just taking everything you said, I think the next couple of months are going to be crucial for the business in terms of growth, in terms of the brand as a whole. And yeah, I can't wait for it. And hopefully you guys can come along for the journey.
Yeah, man.
And then, yeah, let's take it to the moon.
Sounds good, man. All right, so going back to the point about the setter manager and the team and all that, one of the biggest things that I wanted to emphasize now was actually just the importance of team. So just emphasize the point. It is 10:55 a.m. on a Wednesday. We're sitting outside here, and it's like when I just started and it was like the whole monk mode grind, like you're doing everything, solopreneur type. It's like if I'm here, the business literally doesn't move forward. It's like it's stuck. I can't take sales calls, I can't do client work, can't reply to clients. And I think there's a big trend going around now of like the whole one person business, solopreneur thing. You see it all the time. But in reality, it's like if you really want freedom, if you really want to build something big, it's like you're not going to do it without a really competent team. Because it's like I can sit here, I was replying to messages, and the whole team is working. There's like 12 people who are doing things right now to move the business forward. There's people booking the meetings, people closing the deals, people on ops, all of that. So I think a big thing that held me back when I started was just the mindset of trying to be as lean as humanly possible. But the question that you want to ask yourself is like, if you're making 5, 10, 15K profit, and it's like you're taking it all home yourself, but you're working all day, it's like, would you rather just spend like an extra 2K to not have to be replying to messages by having a good team member? So the big takeaway that I want you to just have for this is that if you're in the situation where you're holding on to like profits and stuff, really just consider getting some good people in place. And just in saying that, it's like we are at this point, we're growing extremely quickly, like really, really fast. So at this point, we are always hiring. Whether that's setters, whether that's sales reps, even now on the content side, whether that's editors, thumbnails designers, that's probably a bit later down the line. But at any point, we're just looking for killers. We're looking for people on the same mission who want to grow, who want to get better, who want to just do massive things, to be honest. Like we have no limit to where we want to grow this company. So I'm a quick call to action. Like if you are interested in like learning more about joining the company, joining the team, like Braden over here, Mr. Content, just go to my Instagram, Ethan Welby. There should be like a highlight where we talk about hiring. And you can just apply there, send any questions if you have. But genuinely, like we are scaling quick, and all we're looking for right now is just people who can move the business forward. So just check it out if you are interested.
I said, how does it feel like probably pouring time and effort into content now?
You say it like it's a shot. Like I didn't do it before. But no, honestly, it's like the same amount of time. It's just like more thinking. Braden. So
Let's go, Brett.
no, this is all Braden, man. Like I would not be doing this myself. I want to show you guys the pictures that Braden got. Mason needs to be in there. He got some nice ones of Kean, man.
That's key.
I'll show you. Where's Scozo?
Who Welby?
I mean Braden first.
That's all for the 2026 content bank, bro.
Profile picture that.
Yeah, man. That's a clean picture.
For this week's event, I pretty much planned it already. So dinner at Harry's Beach. I know we were deciding between Friday and Saturday, but I think Saturday is going to be better in terms of your haircuts, because that would be at like 7 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be fair, with the call to action, I'm going to be sending it them manually anyway. So if it's somebody who's an ideal fit or our ICP, then I could just ask them a question afterwards anyway, rather than like making it look like some kind of thing to actually get them to book a call.
Alright guys, so today just got back from boxing, had some steak, and Braden's here now. What we're gonna do is we are gonna get some film cameras, probably get some film as well, and then just got a couple calls, got a couple meetings, and then we've got a dinner in the evening. Right now it is 11:22, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Sometimes when I sit back and really let it register, I did everything I said I would and said it first. I mean, the world's in denial, but they all know what I'm headed for. We about to feed these youngins to the metaverse. Meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to pen a verse, cause I'm done being extra with the extroverts. The label used to wonder how I'm supposed to stand next to Vert. Probably never thought that I would get these legs to work. I work hard, but hard shit don't need no extra work. Let it turn. The girl's mine, I just say fuck it, have a turn. The ghosts call me to the side like, can we have a word? I could've fronted, but I did this shit how I prefer.
Dale sos platos, también a les otra. All right, so I wanted to come on and just talk about something now quick. I'm finishing up some work. It is around 8:55 p.m. just planning everything out. But one of the things I'm working on now is I'm building a compensation plan for one of my team members. Now he's one of the core guys, and essentially what he's on track to be earning right now is around 10,000 a month. Now, when I saw that number, I was like, surely the math is wrong. I double checked. I'm like, no, like this is right, and it's what he should be earning. Now, my immediate reaction at this point was like, no, like it's too much money. Like, like how am I going to pay someone that much money? And what I realized, and this has happened at every stage of the business, even when I was working all day, and the idea of getting like a $300 per month VA was like, man, like, am I really going to pay that amount of money? But the thing is, and I think it's a recurring lesson, that it's like when you get to these situations where you're considering the idea of buying back your time, you're considering the idea of investing in someone else who's bought into your mission so that you can focus on bigger things, it's a very good sign. It's a very good sign that you're growing, because what most people don't realize, and what I didn't realize when I started, was that if I stay in this, like managing this task, what he's doing right now, I will save an extra 10,000 a month. I really will. But if I get out of this, and let's say I put all of my effort into sales or content or a higher leverage activity, hiring even, the amount that I could make is unlimited, right? Because if he's doing this, he's getting paid 10K, but now I'm focusing on content. We get, let's say, a client every day from content, a client every week from content. Like, that'll easily cover it. So it's just another reset that I'm going through. But that's one of the things. Besides that, I'm just planning out the rest of the day, rest of the week. But the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, I had a really good conversation today with Braden, and we were talking about the idea of perspective. So there was a time where I was on a discovery call with a prospect, and essentially a discovery call, they get on a call with someone from my team, we see if they're a good fit, and then if we think we can help them, we just share what it would look like. So at this time, I was still on calls. For context, like if you book a call right now, it's most likely going to be my team. There's a rare chance that I'll be on the call, so I mean, maybe. But anyways, so I was talking to a guy on the call, and we determined very quickly, like, he wasn't a fit for the program. The program is definitely, it's like a couple $1,000s. And he didn't have that. Like, we were going through the call, and I asked him, like, look, where are you from? You have that like South African accent. And he mentioned a place very close to where I grew up. So he was like, Cape Town. I was like, look, we're in Cape Town. Like, I'm in Cape Town. I know this place. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you're from Cape Town. I was like, you're just like visiting or something. I'm like, no, I've been living here my whole life. And he said a location. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it was very close to where I grew up when I was younger. So I grew up in Retreat in Cape Town. And when I told him that, the guy's eyes just like lit up. He was like, no way. He's like, really? Like, you're here? Oh, that's like 5 minutes away. It's like, I could see you. And it's like, yeah. And he was so shocked. But as soon as he realized, it's like, man, this guy is like exactly like me. Like, he looks like me. He's from the same place as me. Our families probably even know each other. It's like, now he was like, man, he was so pumped up. He was so ready to just like take action. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to make it, man. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And the conversation I was having with Braden was just the idea of perspective. It's like, so many people, they don't achieve much because they just don't know what's possible. It's like they think just getting some like nice managerial role at some corporate company, like, that's success. But they see these guys on YouTube, and it's like, it's not even real. Like, they see it. They see the people with the Lambos and the Rolex and all these things. Now, I'm not saying I'm on that level, but they see these massive guys online, but they don't think it's actually possible because there's no relation. It's like, that guy's nothing like me. But even with like relatively small success, it's like, with that guy, it's like, he was like, he can relate, he can see it. So it's all about the perspective. And if you see that there's people who are similar to you, who are doing, what you want to do, it just makes it feel like it's possible. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this whole like vlog POV. As much as I find it corny, I just think it'd be so much more useful for everyone watching. But the thing is, with this perspective thing, it applies for beginners, but also applies for every single other aspect of the business. Because the thing is, at the stage I'm at now, where a lot of what I'm doing is managing the team. I'm not necessarily doing every task because I've delegated a lot. But a perspective shift that I had is that there are business owners, there's agency owners, info product owners, all of these people who have a business that can run completely without them. When I started the company, I would do literally everything. I'd be working 16 hours a day, just working nonstop. And the perspective shift that I had was that, look, there's a world where you have people getting the bookings, people getting the sales, people doing the delivery, people doing the support, people doing the finance, everything is taken care of, and you just have a business that can run and grow without you. And by having that perspective shift, it completely adjusted my goals, because now I don't aim for, look, how can I make the absolute most revenue? It's how can I make the absolute most revenue while me not being required in the business? And it's a slight shift, but it changes the way you think. So anyways, not to ramble on too much, I'm probably gonna get ready for bed as well. But the point that I wanted to make is that the perspective that you have changes everything. And honestly, one of the quickest ways that I've seen to actually change your perspective is just being around people who are ahead of you, right? This is how I started, buying programs, buying coaching, honestly, just spending all the money I had on something like that. And I honestly think that is the fastest way to change your perspective. And then by changing the perspective, you change the action. So that's all for this one. I will talk to you very soon.